Hello, guys, and welcome to the Mentality of UX. I wanted to do something a bit different today. Well, not too different, obviously. It's still going to be UX based. I just wanted to explore because I was working on a new project recently, and Figma, and it was basically for it's for people in the transport sector, any sector, basically trying to look at their shift allocations and looking at their timetables, weekly shifts, daily shifts, and anything else that they would need. Especially relevant to me because I used to be a bus driver, still drive buses now and then part-time. And I always found that really the application that I use now called Das Web. This is a very redundant application in my opinion. After 5 years of using it, I have a few opinions about it, and I don't think it's very user friendly. And since I've gone to UX design, I've been just trying to do bits and bobs for basically projects to improve my portfolio, my skills. So here on the right, you see the first rendition I did. I guess I probably should have put on Figma the original Das Web, but kind of irrelevant because it's a PC version anyway. So the whole project was to put the PC version of Das Web, which was again a duty allocation application, onto mobile phones so drivers can use it easier than because most of them are never near a PC at work. 90% of them don't use it, they just use their phone. So I practically put all of that onto a mobile application. So the right one was my first prototype. Well, actually, my first prototype was this one up here, based on these based on these very rough sketches, and then I based it on this. But I mean, everything is there that you would need. You could press on the daily duty there. You got daily duty page. You see the weekly duties up here. You see your icon up here, your name and your driver number, or your staff number, messages. But I found this very clunky in my opinion. It wasn't that good. It kind of did adhere to the whole motion of your thumb reaching what you need, but if it definitely wasn't appealing visually. So yeah, so basically what my key takeaway on this little video to be is basically visual hierarchy and just aesthetics. And then I made the second rendition, which was this. I got a navigation bar at the bottom, which I think is better, but still very clunky looking, not very aesthetic to the eye. But again, that's why you call it prototypes, to present it to senior UX designers, operational staff, and see what they think. The operational staff, obviously, they just wanted to get this out as quickly as possible for the company, so they didn't really care in regards to the aesthetics, but well, the UX designers did. I did, because when you design something and it looks clunky, it shows a bit about your skills, which this was my final design, it didn't show much. So then I came up with what I thought was going to be the final version. This one, so yeah, I redone the navigation bar at the bottom here. Kind of made a bit more, so I got rid of all the buttons and just replaced it with the navigation bar. And this I didn't like still, so I thought, okay, why not put a nice dividing line here, a bit of a more modern feel. But I ran across with another UX designer, a more senior one. I said, look, basically what I need to do is, he understands that you want to see the daily shifts information, so these little things here, that you maybe want to see it, and but it's two problems. It looks too saturated, the page, and the problem also being that, yes, well, you can click on daily shifts and you can just look at it instantly. It's not very visually appealing in terms of visual hierarchy. So he pointed out, which I thought was a good point, I just follow my ego a little bit, was why is the daily shift at the bottom when visually speaking your eyes would go to the top? And I thought, yeah, my my point was that I really wanted to make it in the reach of the thumb, because from my research I found out, and myself as a user found out, that whenever I used the old DAS Web application, which also came on the phone, but it was meant for PC, came on the phone. It was a reactive website, so it wasn't specifically a native website for iOS or Android. It was just PC and it reacted to the phone. So very basic development, very basic UX there. It's not meant for phone. So again, build on phone. And he said, okay, so you build this to be in reach of your thumb. I get it, but it's not visually good. And I thought, well, okay, but that's not the point. I don't want it to be visually good. I want it to be as convenient as possible. So when you're using your one hand, you can just reach for your daily shift. You can click on it. But then he said, well, why would you necessarily need to do that if it already shows? And I thought, okay, good points. And I kind of accepted that it looks a bit clunky. So one on the left here, there's my final rendition. And what I did was the UI. I made the whole basically page a CTA, a call to action. That way, it's a big call to action, and I can literally use the whole page as a calendar. April, that would be May, June, July, and so on. Made the message tab bigger. Put this up here, bigger, better, looking good, more modern. And if you want to see your whole month set out on what days you're what you're working, so if you're a driver, you want to quickly plan ahead the whole month because of a holiday coming up, then you can just click on this, and then it will lead you to a page like this. But here is the monthly view anyway. You can see the black digits are the ones that you're off. And this is obviously the day that you're on, or you have chosen to look at here. And then, because I also like to see the weekly view as a driver, I thought, okay, instead of clicking on these, which saturated the page up, just go to the weekly view that you're on now. Click this. It's a big CTA, not small ones like this. And then that will lead you to a page. That will lead you to a page like this here. So yeah, this will be the weekly view. And I really just wanted to concentrate on the front end page, and then we're still developing it with the operations team and senior UX designers and front end developers. It's quite a simple application in the end, but I just really wanted to pay attention to the landing page of the product, because from my research I found out that 90% of the time drivers just want to see their daily shifts, maybe their weekly shifts, which then you can go on to the weather, diversions, and what days they're off that month, so they can plan ahead for the month. So I thought, well, why concentrate on anything else really when 90% of the interaction is with this page anyway, which the old DAS Web design was actually very, very horrible at, because it's strictly just landed on a page where you don't see the month, don't see the week. It's just like an introduction page. So yeah, my key takeaway from this would be is that yes, pay attention to where your thumb can reach because you're using a mobile phone. But visual hierarchy is very important. Aesthetics is very important. I mean, for me, this from a strictly user perspective, if I don't care about visuals, this would have been fine. But it's not fine because the visual hierarchy is you then here, very saturated up here, which was actually the problem with the original DAS Web, which is Duty Allocation Service web application. And yeah, this is far better. The key take also you can take away is that don't be ashamed, and this is what the UX designer told me, don't be ashamed. The senior, he's been in this for over 10 years, it's like, don't be ashamed of copying other designs or getting inspiration from other designs. Basically, I just used a basic calendar app, and instead of overcomplicating it and me getting all my inspiration from myself and recreating, just use what they already use. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Just basically use what's already out there, add your own flavor to it, adapt it to the research and the principles of UX, and just do that. Okay, folks. So yeah, that was just my quick little video of today. I'm quite curious of what you guys think as well. I'm fine with critique. although I think I've done enough research for this to make a viable product at this point. I'm actually presenting this soon. Also, guys, please don't forget, I'm actually preparing to do a weekly newsletter. So if you wanna sign up, send me an email, and I'll start making a list of people who want a weekly newsletter. I do this thing called Daily UI. Basically, Daily UI challenges is from a website, which then I post on Dribbble as well. I will post a link to that, my LinkedIn and everything in the information below. And yeah, just sign up. And if you want anything done, or you have any projects that you want done or help, I'm also my background is in psychology. Used to be a researcher. Just let me know. I'm willing to do that for you guys. And thank you for listening to this little talk. This was the Mentality of UX.